Hey everybody, welcome back to another MMO class with yours truly, Derek T. Stevens. I just actually roofed my entire house for a bagel, and I had Nelson actually hammer every nail in the roof of the shingles with his head. He's a little tired and dizzy, but we are here going full steam ahead because we have a huge meeting coming up in less than a week and a half at the Buzz Cave for the MMO class, and we are going to impress the heck out of Mr. Jason Busby. We have lots on our plate to do tonight. Talked to Mr. Ray. He was good enough to get some things, I guess, pictures. As they say in the South, you get your pictures made. Seriously, that's what they say down here. It kind of drives me insane. Of his Elysium models, both male and female. We talked to Wayne. I think his name was Wayne. Great modeler. Got in touch with Ray. And what we're going to do is I need all my art leads, and I need help from you, the audience, tonight, because whenever you present something, okay, whenever we went to Chicago Comic-Con, and I have tons of work. If you look at my DeviantArt site, I have got tons of work, but you don't want to over-inundate anybody with tons of work. You want to pick maybe 4, 5 of your best examples. You show it, you shut up, and you let them tell you what you think. And I've heard this several times. Like, well, I got my better stuff. Oh, well, why in the hell didn't you bring your better stuff? Stop making excuses. If you're ever in line and you're letting an art director look at your stuff, shut up. Let them talk. Unless they talk directly to you, you don't say a word. Unless they ask you a specific question, then it's okay. But do not come out defensive. You need to remember that art is subjective. It is kind of like a rhinoceros' bottom. You need to be tough and hard all over if you want to survive in the industry. With that said, I'm going to be that art director tonight, and my art leads are going to defend what they believe is necessity to the max, to the core of what we need to show Buzz. I know he looks at all this stuff, and I know he's very much into all this. But what I want to show us is this is how things are really done in the real world. And I want to have our meeting according, being professional. I'm even going to bring a tie, okay? I'll dress up like that. A tie, thong, and bunny slippers. At least I'll have a tie and a smile on. I got a matching tie for Nelson. There are 2 little ducks on it. I have a black duck. He has a purple duck. It's going to rock. Mr. Nelson.
Mr. Derek.
Hey, any art leads in here right now?
Do we have
any Steve, get his butt up here then.
Alrighty.
You like the purple duck idea?
Hey, kids.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Nah.
Oh, come on. I know it's been a hard day. You're going overtime, but we had one hell of a big meeting yesterday. It's been good. It's been great. And I know you're working on some more stuff for me, which is awesome. But right now I'm going to be a total, I guess you could say, prick. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Just call me Eric Larson because I don't like him. That's okay. He's a good artist, but him and I have philosophical differences that will never be resolved. But what I want to do is, okay, you're going to bring your artwork in. I want you to write this down. I want to write it down. I want you to show me one piece of artwork, and we're literally going to go through one at a time. We have tons of artwork here. This is very important for it to be interactive. So people on the net, how many more people we got in class at the moment, Mr. Nelson?
We have a total of 11.
Okay, that's great. That means I should get 11 opinions, hopefully with each one. And when we can take votes, okay? You can defend a piece. The only thing I really ask the audience, remember, these artists have put blood, sweat, and tears into it. I don't want to say anything negative, like, man, that really sucks. If you say it sucks, you better tell me why and bring a solution to the table. I'm a firm believer if you're going to bitch, moan, and groan, you bring me a solution. Because if you're going to be one of those people, I can't take that too much. And I'm sure none of us are like that. So what I'm going to ask Steve to do, I'm trying to give him a little bit of time to get ready because I kind of sprung this on him, is to go ahead.
I'm going to need more than a little bit if you want all the artwork we've done.
Well, let's just... I will start it out. How's that?
I'll see.
And my other art leads. My other art leads.
Remember Dead Hard Drive?
Yeah, I can't remember that, but I'm sure you can do something.
I was kind of thinking maybe you'd have it.
It's not kind of, okay, it's kind of my responsibility, kind of not. I thought you got all that fixed. I got all my character stuff up, but I need my art leads for characters. Are they here? Is Chelsea here? Or Sid?
Sydney is here.
Bring Sid in while Mr. Steve runs around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, girl?
I'm all right.
I get to see you and the Curtis family in less than a week and a half. You excited? Lie to me and say yes.
Okay, yeah.
All right, good. I'm excited too. All right. Do you have any of your artwork up on your computer screen?
Yeah.
All right. Now here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take it up. You're going to walk through one at a time. We don't spend a lot of time on it. Let's look. Whew, nice. All right. Let's just start here. Okay. And what we'll do is we can talk some length on some and then move quickly from the others. But what I really am hoping to do is we can have some of the earlier concepts from the Elysians, maybe one or two of the earlier versions, and then let's have, more of what we're wanting to use now. But I want Buzz or whatever client to see the transition from where we've come to where we're at now, and maybe a couple in between, so we give them choice. But we're leading them to where we're hoping they're wanting to go, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a little baby Elysian here. What do you think about this?
Well, I wanted him to be cute, and I think he's cute, so I'm happy with it.
I like it. He is very cute. He's got a little nappy on or a diaper. I love those little clawed feet. I like the big eyes. Again, it's an illusion. Kids look like they have bigger eyes. They don't. They just... That scared the poop out of me. Kids have the same size eyes they have until they grow up. Their head kind of fits it when they're adults. Yeah. But I do like it. It's a good, quick sketch. I would like to see some more tones and values in them. Do you have any of those?
They're all pretty much like the same.
No, that's all right. The same as, let me write down. I'm writing notes down. SYD, no, SID, like I used to make fun of you. Kid Elysians needs values. What I would recommend, just to put quick values in there. Are you using Photoshop?
Yeah.
Okay, select the chalk, because I love the chalk brush. Create a new layer on top, bring it down the opacity to about 20%, and that way you can throw some contours in. I like the black and white, but let's step it up for presentation. Let's do at least all of them in values and maybe one colored. Is that cool with you?
Yep, that's easy enough.
Okay, I'm writing down values, one color. And then what I want you to do is put two kids in with values on one sheet, and then the third colored big on one sheet. So you have a total of 3 characters in one sheet. Because I don't have like lots of money to make tons of posters. And and honestly, we want to save room. We don't want to stimulate Buzz by, holy crap. And then you don't have room for your blow dryers and all this other crap you guys are bringing down.
I'm the one bringing all the crap. The other guys are packing light.
Okay, well, I don't have that to worry about. I am follically challenged. I drip dry. All right, what else you got for me, Sid?
This is another one like more young child, toddler instead of baby.
Okay.
This is just kind of get the body idea. And just more infants,
I
different
love
positions.
That one. I want that one in colors.
Adorable.
I want that
this one color.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4.
Number 4. Because I think it's a great 3/4 view of his face. You got all the expression in the world. It's a great pose. We can see a lot of the body where you can throw some of those spackle marks. Not really tattoos, but they're markings.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Now, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Is it a boy or a girl?
Most of these I was thinking were boys. This one, I thought when they were babies, you wouldn't really be able to tell much of the difference, and you would tell more and more as they grew up. And this one, I kind of gave the one on the right more of a thicker lash line to kind of, insinuate she's a girl, but...
No, I like that. It's a good idea. Kind of like deer when they're born, They don't come out with antlers that might hurt the mom. They can kind of sprout their head. Okay, that's a good defense. Okay.
Yeah, and that's all of them.
I like it. Okay. So what we're going to do is you pick any 2 kids you want to do tones to, and let's do one in color. Now what I want to do is go to our audience. I need participation here. I want to hear what you guys have to think, and we're going to move quickly. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Get to the point, and then boom, we're going to move to the next person because we've got tons of artwork to look at tonight. Roger that?
Roger that.
I love you, Sid. You're awesome.
I know.
I don't care what your dad says about you. Mr. Nelson, do we have any? Do we have any volunteers, Mr. Nelson?
Mr. Wolf Knightley is raising his hand.
Okay, bring Wolf in.
Hey, I have some in color.
Some of the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him my files and he played with them.
Oh my gosh. Well then, okay, let's jump over to Mr. Wolf then. This is a great team.
Yeah, I haven't got to all.
Sid's holding out on me. What the crap? I'm proud of you. I don't have to micromanage or nothing.
You told
What's
us to do that.
Well, I know, but I can't believe you guys actually listen. That's awesome.
Oh.
Not bad.
I just heard nothing. I don't know what you said. It cut out a little.
It always cuts out when we switch
Yeah.
to whoever's doing it.
I was saying I was very proud of you and Sid working in tandem today, the way things are going. Not bad for value study. Let's see what else you got.
Click on this. I was also thinking that like a Dalmatian or like a zebra or something, that they wouldn't have the spots showing up at first, or they would be light because in nature they do that because the parents, the mother needs to see where the child is, and it can't be camouflaged from her.
I like that. That's a very good defense. Oh my God, that poor kid needs a shot of Pepto-Bismol. That's very aggressive pattern there. Let's not use. Oh my God. I'm thinking a little more subtle with the kids. I like the idea of subtlety.
Right.
No, that's my 2 cents. What do you think, Sid? Since you're, I like that a lot better, a lot more subtle.
Right. This is the idea of it's just coming in. Also,
Okay.
I put a little patch of hair on the top, like it's just budding out.
All right, that's cute. Sid, talk to me. Talk to him.
Well, we were talking over email. I kind of agreed that I liked them to be lighter or just nothing at all when they were babies. It seems like, I don't know, like it's a little overwhelming when they have all the markings to me.
It does. It really detracts from their cuteness. And I mean, I don't want to. I like him cute. That sounds sick and bad, twisted. That's not what I meant by any means. Okay, freak.
Right. What do you think between this and that? Too light?
I like that lightness, and I'd actually say that there's almost too many markings on this individual right now.
Okay.
I'm thinking just a few, maybe on the head, maybe shoulders, and
Because it's a baby, or just in general?
because it's a baby.
Yeah.
And that's something we need to discuss with Mr. Ray later on. You know, when do the spots mature? Blah blah blah. I mean, that's a good. Hold on, let me note.
Then I went full on Dalmatian with this one. Didn't turn out quite as great as I wanted, but it's okay.
I got the human pox. The human said, "Here's a blanket. It's free." I took it. Now I'm dying.
That's great.
That's terrible. But, you know, hey, we did it in the past, all right? Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
So, no on the Dalmatian things.
Again, this is me personally, but I'm willing to take it up with Sid. Defend, yes or no?
I just think they should be plain or have very few.
I'm okay. Wolf, counter, defend or agree.
Oh, I was just thinking that different tribes would be differently. Now, me and Ray are talking about the queen doing something to the females as they come of age to allow them to be able to have babies that are powerful and magic and all that stuff, whatever. But I thought that maybe she could also adjust the imprint of what the patterns would be, and that's why the different tribes would have different patterns and stuff. So I was just trying to do some different stuff.
No, I'm really, really pleased that you did this because, you know, if you didn't have this done, we wouldn't know right now, and that's the job of the concept artist. You throw out a lot of different stuff. I love that shading right there. Do you have that in a lighter pattern?
I do not, because I thought this seemed a little bit older, so maybe.
Chelsea, defend
But
or
I could
agree?
try that. Oh, can I say something real quick?
Yes, please.
I envisioned this as a girl, so if you look, I thought the girls would have the hair that grows here, and not the guys, and I thought that they would not braid their hair until they became adults. That would be like the first thing that they did is get their hair braided, and so I just have like ponytail type things. And I thought that the mane wouldn't grow in until puberty set in.
And I like that. I love that picture right there. I really do. Mixed emotions about that. I want to hear Chelsea's thoughts.
I
Sydney.
think you mean Sydney.
Oh, damn it. I even wrote your name down, Sid. S-Y-D. Sid, please don't hit me too hard whenever you see me next.
Well, you already get a slap from Dad for metachlorian, so.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to be, I'm not trying to sound mean at all, but to me, the hair, just like that, at least for the little kid, it kind of reminds me of a midget-heighted old man trying to hold on to his youth.
I agree. I like the ponytail idea. I think
Not
what
the
we're
side.
not the if you're near the side, I wouldn't bring it up past the ears because you're starting to get that like friar tuck look.
Yeah.
And you might be able to give a small indication back there if you want the women to have a mane or sort of down the back. I like the ponytail and I love the idea that they braid it when they reach adulthood. But I'm personally not crazy about the friar tuck. Mr. Nelson, also look in the questions panel. If anybody else has their hands raised while we're talking, let us know, okay? Because I want to hear from everybody. This is our game.
I don't see any hands up. But Richard says, regarding the kids, maybe the spots and markings appear as a result of bonding with their life stones.
That's a good idea, too. What I like to see, again, I'm feel free to overrule me, and I can live with that. I like the idea, what Sydney, S-Y-D, Sid Curtis was saying, making them a little bit more plain, maybe a few spots here and there. And as they reach adulthood, we really need to discuss and nail that down tonight. When we bring Ray in, we'll kind of get his thoughts on it. And, you know, to date, we still haven't got any patterns that would a Firestone, no pun on the tire company, Firestone or a Waterstone, what element stones they have, what they're going to look like. So we may need to nail that down before we decide what spots go where for whatever magic discipline they're going for.
If I may, Wolf, could you look up some reference on like lion cubs, deer fawns, some really subtle symmetrical patterns that baby things have, and play around with that?
Yeah, I will. Sure.
I think it's a great idea. All right, Sid, your thoughts.
I'm kind of running out of thoughts.
Well, all right, conclusion. What direction do you want to take this in? And then we'll make a vote. Your lead concept on characters. This is your creation. And you're not being a butthead. You're not being mean. I know Wolf has come so far so quick. And it's just part of the job. You can't nail it every time. Believe me, I'm learning this more and more from the Netherlands. They don't like anything, but it takes time. So what you say, defend your reasoning, and then we'll move on from there.
Defend my reason? Or her?
Yeah, whatever she chooses. I want her to defend her reasoning.
All right, go, Chelsea.
Sid,
I know.
write it down, man. I had to.
Well, I think I definitely want to see some just completely plain, and I want to see some with very, very faded markings. I had suggested that to him just earlier today too, like with the lion cubs. Even though theirs fade when they first start, it's very, very light, and then we can keep, that kind of sort of innocent look. And like if they're playing when they're babies, no one's going to be playing a baby,
Right.
and when they're older, people are probably going to want to have some sort of choice to choose from, so
Right.
they'll want a variation of patterns, and so that'll also, kind of make that make sense. And I think the same with the hair. I think we should try multiple hairstyles as well.
As babies or when they get older?
We can try them on babies, or maybe we can leave them bald. I think try and see some for the babies, so then we can decide if we actually like it or not.
Okay. I can live with that. Do you concur, Mr. Wolf Knightley?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean by different hairstyles. Like, do you mean growing different or doing different things with the hair that
Well,
comes out?
both, and I can try and draw some up and kind of help give ideas too afterwards.
Do you like this where it's just kind of coming out, just starting grow hair?
That's cute, but I do want to see more, just so we, know,
Have at least
and what doesn't.
at least 5 different choices. I like the ponytail. I like to see a mohawk growing down the middle of one. And then maybe some sort of pigtails growing on one. And then the other 2, have at it, whatever you think.
Do you think the pigtails should be like under, like starting right here or something?
I think so. Otherwise, she looks like a Friar Tuck.
Okay.
But good job on shading right here. I love it. The contours. It looks very 3-dimensional. Well done.
Cool.
All right. We have a plan. We have to have this in place. I need all this revision done by, say, next Tuesday, because I have to take it up to Kinko's and have everything made and ready whenever I ship out on Saturday. That's when I'm leaving. And then I'll be down. Go ahead.
Just to be clear, the plan is to try new hairstyles and try new markings.
Right.
Less markings.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Well done.
And Sydney's going to do markings as well.
If you want me to, I'll play around with it, and I can send you different files.
Yeah, I would especially like you to work on hair too. I would like you to work on that even over markings.
Yep, I can do that.
Roger that. And everything will be due by Tuesday, like I said. We may have an emergency meeting on Wednesday to go over things as leads again, because I need it finalized by Wednesday at the latest, so I'd have like 4 or 5 days, if that, not that even that, for Kinko's to make all the stuff for our meeting. Okay, we got the assignment. Well done, Mr. Wolf Knightley. Any questions in the panel bar or comments?
I don't see anything in the questions panel. I don't see any hands raised, and just kind of looking through the chat real fast, but I can't really pick out. People are saying love the look. Puff of hair is cute. Yeah, looks good.
Awesome. All right.
Ooh, Tyler has his hand up. I don't know if I should let him in, though.
Your choice, Nelson.
All right.
We'll let him.
Alright. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Very good. Are we gonna have like kind of like claw-like projections like we have on the feet on the hands, or are we just kind of like leave those bare? Like
Did we decide that they were retractable?
They are retractable claws. It's another natural weapon.
Alright. Just wondering.
Okay, yeah. Good question and good eye detail. So I like that. Maybe we can throw a little indicator that there's a small nail there. This way, they can climb up trees and be more independent at a younger age than, say, human counterparts. Good question. All right, Sid, if you're ready, throw back to some of your earlier work, and we're going to pick out
Alright, I gotta go back and find it.
There was one person, Alina, says she has 2 pics of babies that she couldn't send
Oh
us.
yeah,
Yes, she get a hold of you? Alina, she's my German mama. Und sie ist sehr schön.
yeah, she emailed me. She mentioned it in the chat, and I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
Derek, did you want me to show some of my other stuff?
Let's stick to the babies real quick. Let's get Alina on here if we can.
Okay.
And nail. That sounds bad. Nail down the babies. Land now.
Donkey punch.
Stop that. Good Abend. Oh, that's awesome. Can you turn up your volume a little bit?
I can try. Just basically, if I turn it up even a little bit more, I go deaf.
Oh, is your mic in front of your face? That's a silly question, but Nelson, anything you can do on our end?
Is,
I don't think I have individual volume control.
Okay. Well, I will repeat whatever you say. I'm anxious to hear Sid's thoughts. That is a cute, chubby little
That is
baby.
adorable.
I love the little horn things on the back of the elbows as well.
yeah, I got kind of the idea that maybe some of those Elysians might have those horns. I showed you some pictures of females.
I did. I loved your females. They were hot.
I got them here too, but I first stick to the babies.
Okay.
And basically what I did with the hair was I thought of different tribes and maybe some, for example, I had one type of Elysians that have feathers instead of hair. So instead of giving the baby actual hair, this is like this baby fluff that, for example, penguins or other small birds have on their head.
I like
More
that.
like fluffy and feathery like. And the second one, wait, that was this one. Actually one with furry ears for another kind of, for the ones you saw with the bow on my Facebook page. Actually,
I really love your eyes, how they are black and then this pop with color. I love that idea.
That
is
is really cool.
in the forums it may be because of the 2 suns and maybe of some kind of radiation, like we have UV radiation. They have, for example, black eyeballs because of that. It just looked kind of cool to me and even more alien than just plain simple white eyes. So yeah.
I like
really
that. I like the direction you're going. All right, here's the dealio. Here's what I want, okay? I still want Wolf, I want you and Sydney to nail down 3 babies. And then maybe just cut like 3 or 4 headshots with different hair designs. And I want to incorporate at least 2 more babies of this look, and we'll just have 1 poster of adolescence. Now it's important. I don't want everyone to be like a baby. Maybe 3 babies and 3 adolescents. That way we can give Buzz kind of a range of like this is what they look like as children as they're growing up, and then we've already kind of nailed the look for the adults. All right, Sid, I'm going to leave it up to you to assign what you want to be done. I'm writing this down right now. 6 babies. 6 babies. 3 infant and 3 adolescent. Full body shots, and then let's do like a line of 6 heads. You can mix and match, and that should give Buzz plenty of ideas what direction you want to go for infants. And again, you're not be able to play an infant, but I think it's going to be very important to lore and making assets, having little kids run around in the background. I think it's going to make it even that much more rich.
Yeah.
That's my defense. Tear me down now, Sid, or somebody else.
But I don't have anything to tear down.
I did great. What do you think, Wolf? Do you concur? Well, yes, Derek. I think that's
I
a
like
good
it,
idea.
especially the eyes. Those are awesome.
I love the eyes.
Can you
If
not hear
guys, no, I can hear you. I think
I like the different skin dots.
the
That
texture
kind of-
looks beautiful.
Yeah, and are those hairy ears?
Yeah, I actually had, like I said in the forum, an idea for several tribes. Like for example, one that lives in a savanna type of environment with not many trees and long grass where it's particularly hot. So, for example, they would have a tad bigger ears and they would be a tad fluffy, so that when there's wind, for example, they would function similar to whiskers on a cat for orientation and stuff.
That's interesting.
And so basically, I thought that for the modelers, you would have basically basic form, and all the tribes would share similar structure, like for the face and the body, but small details like I did one female for underwater, an underwater tribe, that they have gills as a texture on their neck and this kind of skin between their fingers and a different kind of ears depending on the region. For example, another one that lives in the mountains where it's very cold and usually animals have shorter legs or smaller ears to prevent freezing. So I made them actually with rounder, shorter ears. That's basically this version here. And the base model is always the same, but the small details show the environment they live in, how they adapted.
Yeah, I still have the same issue with the hair covering up, making it look like a hairdo rather than the shape of head. But
Well, maybe, because, like, you can obviously tell it's a cone right now. Maybe as they get older, they lose the hair. It happens.
Shut up.
Derek, is that true?
You lose it from your head and it gains in your ears and back. I don't understand that.
Also, you two have hairy ears like that one?
I do.
That's
I have
awesome.
little mouse ears, my wife calls it. And you know what? I trim them up because I want to be presentable. Okay, that's a little too much information. Moving on.
I also want to note it as incredibly awesome as those characters are. I love that grass, and I want to overburden her with work and get some environment stuff, too.
I'm so terrible with environments, actually.
So is Steve, but look at him now.
Oh.
And it is interesting grass. That
It's
almost
actually just one brush in my paint. That's basically it. I just took that kind of special effects brush and started painting from bottom to top, and it always makes this kind of grassy-like figure. So basically, I didn't do much in that case.
You don't say that. You don't say that.
You don't say that. You say, yes, I had
You
a
may learn
brilliant
something
idea.
because the
Okay,
brush is
well-
actually really cool, and I thought that those plants looked kind of really alien-like. So
Well, let me tell you a story, a true story, because we're all geeks here. Star Trek. Okay, when Scotty came back to the Next Generation, I don't know how they got him. He's in some sort of wormhole, but he was talking to Picard about how Kirk always like, Scotty, how long will it take you to fix this warp engine because we're about to die? And he's like, 10 minutes, Captain. He's like, 10 minutes? We'll be dead in 10 minutes. And he's like, I always told the captain it'd take like 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and I knew I could pull it off in 2. That way I look really cool in his eyes. So you can say, yeah, it was a little bit of work. You don't have to go into a lot of detail. Then, we'll pick it apart and share it. I'm teasing. You did a great job. And I would encourage you to think outside your comfort zone. I pushed Steve hard out of his comfort zone. And because of this, all I can say is HBO, NBC, or Netflix. Seriously, some really cool stuff because Steve is working his butt off. And I like to be able to bring as many artists with me as possible. I'll just throw this out. Not only 3D Buzz is great. This is a launching pad for everyone to learn. I'd love everyone to be able to network. Because I've had several jobs where I needed extra artists. I'm like, hey, that's how Steve got involved. And then not Sid, but Chelsea got involved in some stuff. And the better the artist all of us get, maybe you'll have a job and you'll say, Derek, hey, I need some help on this. And by God, I'm going to do it. So I really encourage everyone to think outside their box to build up different skill sets. The more skill sets you have, the more you are as a great concept artist. So, Sid, how many okay, we got the babies nailed. Correct?
And I would like to say both Donald and I and Wolf have tended to be kind of like epic landscape guys. I would love to see some ideas for small detail flora and fauna like that.
I can try.
No, there's no try. There's do or do not. My Liebchen, it's schreiben mit for me. I think I said draw for me. It's been a long time since I spoke German. Schreiben's the verb. It goes to the very end of the sentence. I'll say it in English because I can't really think in German anymore. So, hey, I'm not saying, I'm telling you because you're awesome. Let's do this. How many of these drawings do you want from her, Steve?
3.
3.
3 is a good number.
We don't want to be 1 because 1 is the loneliest number after all.
Yeah.
Are you good with 3? I know.
Like I said, I can try. I deliver 3. I can't guarantee about the quality about it, because especially in digital painting, I'm kind of a klutz. In worst case, I just take out my marker pad and my Copics and do it by hand.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, just anything you come up with might jumpstart somebody else's imagination. So I would just love to see anything. The color schemes there are awesome.
I definitely want to use this baby here. I want to use this baby because the fauna, and I just love the look. So this baby's in. So Sid, this is going to be your chore because you're lead. You make sure that they're put in the Dropbox, or you get the JPEGs and you send them to me to my email address, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Look how we're going along. All right, and we got so much more to go. So we nailed the babies down. And we did the adolescent sort of look. And since we're doing character stuff, let's go back to Sid and then Wolf. Then you'll take my screen and I'll show you what I've come up with, and we'll nail some of the characters down. We'll take a break after that, then start doing environments and whatever weapons we have. But first, before we move on, anybody have any questions or comments in any of the panels, Nelson?
None on the webinar. Nobody has their hands up, and it seems that everybody's good.
All right, and remember, guys, this is our game. I encourage you all to participate. You may ask a question that will spawn a brilliant idea and a lively debate. Again, we're going to be presenting this to Buzz. And we also have to be ready, guys. We may present everything we have, and he may say, no, I don't want any of this. I have a different vision in mind. Then it may be back to the drawing board. I hope that's not the case, because I really think we're giving him some strong, compelling visual art to look at that actually tell a story, and I believe we're given a very wide choice. But again, going back to working with clients, we had the baseline of the Alethians. When we changed them around a bit without the hinged legs, hate hinged legs. But within that confines, I think we've given him enough to look at. I hope we've given enough to look at where we can narrow down his vision. And remember, he's the boss, he's our client, and that's what we're working for. So with that said, Sid, let's take Sid's screen. You got your peeps up. Make sure you have your peeps up, Wolf, so we can jump right to you. And then I got my peeps up, and then we'll keep on moving. Roger that?
All right.
Roger that.
Sounds good.
Roger that. All right. Very well done, my Liebchen. That's I'm going to call you from now on. Liebchen means my love.
Liebchen.
Liebchen, oh, made me happy as a schoolgirl. Let's tanzen.
Girl.
Spank my monkey. Anyway, that's from Mike Myers. Mike Myers Tanzen. Okay. Okay. Sprockets. Very good. Someone take the screen so I can shut up.
All right. Who is getting the screen?
Sid.
We are.
Meine Diction sehr gut. Bitte.
Freut mich.
Well,
She
I want
prefers
her.
Chelsea.
I mean, not like that, but I really, that is a bold, bold stance.
Yeah, this is way back when, before we had hinged legs and all that. We didn't have our face decided, but very beginning drawing.
Again, I want to have a couple from the beginning so we can give that option. I mean, God forbid Buzz is like, no, I kind of like the hinged legs. Let's do that. No, I kind of make them more elf-like. And you know what? I like all that hair. And then I'm going to go and cry like a baby. But if that's what he wants, that's the direction we're going, okay? So I think, what do you guys think?
What do we think?
Yeah, defend. I want that first pick in for sure. Bold stance shows where we started at, and it's important for him to see the full spectrum, where we started and where we're at.
It's a very good drawing.
And it's very good.
Yeah.
Very nice, very chic, very clean. I like
His
to be
legs are really weird.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's in. That one's in. Okay, Sid, mark that down. I want that in.
Yep, written down already.
Roger that. Next.
All right, this was another one. Hinged legs, not drawn very well, but hinged legs. We were thinking about magic. We had kind of a weird stone in the head and markings on the arms trying to indicate what it is they do before we got like full body markings and that.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Unless you want it, and if you want it, defend it. Okay, next. Yeah,
Am I
still
showing
very.
all of them? Because you know I have a lot.
I know, that's why we're moving along fast.
Okay. This was playing around with the more animated look because I'm sure the more realistic it is, the harder it is to make it in a game.
Right.
But we're doing very thin waist, thick, strong legs since that was they're using their legs, obviously.
Tina Turner.
Playing with weapons.
I like it, and I like that it's a different art style, which that puts more weight into putting it in.
I concur. Sid?
And I also
Write this
just
one
have to
down.
say I like the weapon.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Number
right.
4.
She's in.
All right. This is one you had us download, playing with skin tones and more mage-like weapons.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's very
No.
great drawing, good rendering, but we already have a couple of the hinged legs. It's,
True that.
Did Derek draw this, or?
Yeah.
I drew the body.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's fine.
Sid brought it to life.
This was focusing on a higher-esque class with fancy jewelry and lots of stone and very chic, fancy-like clothes.
I like that. I like it because of the clothes.
I like the head wear thing.
Yeah, so do I.
Dress. I don't know. Whatever.
Headdress.
Yeah, headdress.
I'd like to
Yeah,
have
I like
that in
it
as
for
well.
the wearing stuff. And this one isn't hinged.
Exactly. Let's have her in. Do you concur?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This was another headdress because you made a comment about dragons.
I think that's going to be very,
Holy crap.
it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
And Mr. Ray's, and with Steve's help, found a way to bring dragons to life in a very plausible way. So let's put this one in as well.
Let's keep the dragon head. It's good. That took forever.
It was worth it. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
For me to
This
poop
was
on.
another thing playing with animation and jewelry and hair.
No.
No.
I like it, but no, we got
It's
This is when
it's a
we
good
started
drawing,
messing
but it doesn't fit. Oh,
Yeah.
Did you not get most of what I said?
yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Made sense.
I like this one too.
I like that one too.
I
Let's
like
see
this
the
one
next.
for the colors.
Colors are beautiful. But I know you got another one that's really pretty too. Next.
All right. This was base work.
Okay.
Just trying to get an idea of what, body looks like from behind. And this was facial markings.
I like it,
Designs
but not with the hair.
without the hair.
Well, we got several shots of all that big bouffant looking hair. It's beautiful hair. Let's see what else you got.
This one we have headdress because we had all the hair and we were trying to decide a way to show off the head.
I like her, but she almost looks drowish.
All right.
Am I a geek?
Only on your mother's side.
This was another headdress. I kind of, after the dragon one, I couldn't think of much besides like animal skulls, so I did a bird-like thing.
Wolf, your thoughts? Mein Liebchen? Anybody else?
We've already.
I would say no.
I'd say no.
Yeah, no.
This was an aquatic idea, kind of like an underwater electric eel, kind of messing with different features for, the different locations she's in.
I like that one because it's different.
I like it too.
Yep.
Let's put her in.
Number 14.
Hey, mein Liebchen, Ty, heißt is Arschloch. Ty is mein Arschloch. Isn't that right, Ty?
If you tell me what it means, I might say yes.
It means super awesome. Next.
He's
No,
lying.
it doesn't.
He's lying.
Really?
I like this one.
Same.
This was trying to show off the head and trying to figure out the nose and stuff.
I like this. I know we have that sort of head thing going on, but I love the hair. I'd love to keep it just because of the braids.
Just because of the braids. All right. And this was a lava idea. This one's so bad now that I look back at it.
It was a good concept, but next. Ooh, I want that one.
This was a recent
Yeah.
one where we were talking about scales and stuff and the different body shape.
Love it, love it, love it.
You went full on Dalmatian with that one.
Shano dog. Shano dog. BMG. I love it. Let's put that one in.
All right.
Let's put this one in as well. I know it's black and white, not any tone, but it's a good quick read, quick study for an idea of elongating the legs instead of the torso.
Mm-hmm. This was a tax that we were thinking of.
We'll save that for when we start talking about game mechanics.
Yep. This is Chelsea's hair and eyes, I guess, and eyes.
I like the mohawk, but let's move on.
Are you keeping it or
It's
not?
another hair.
I like this one. Let's keep this one in.
Keep
This
this
one-
one.
Oh yeah, you did the hair in front. It actually looks better. I mean the sideburns.
Right.
Yeah, this one was Chelsea's.
Let's keep that one.
All right. And her clothes are nice, too.
I'm going to spend a freaking ton of money on this stuff, aren't I? All right,
This
next.
was Chelsea's headdress and another one.
Next.
Oh, I like.
And now we're back to the babies, which we saw. There should be more. That was another body, kind of. We have lots of body studies. Do we want to skip the body studies or should
Yes. Go ahead and bring them on. And again, Nelson, look in the panels anyway, talking, chatting, because I know we're moving fast.
This is before the super elongated legs, but. And this was an ear kind of concept sheet.
Should we have it in, gentlemen? Ladies?
Maybe?
Ain't no maybe about it. Ain't no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
We could.
I like it just as a study for the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Again-
I say yes.
Let's do that. And it's important for all the black and whites, try to put 4 on a page. I know they'll be a little bit small, but then we can have like a little bitty black and white section and then a color section as well, that buzz, so we can break things up.
Alright. This was an ear thing that we decided really didn't matter. This was noses that weren't. No.
No, let's not do that. She was like Donkey Punch in the face.
Oh, you know better.
This is one of the first males.
I want him in there. I like him.
You want him in here. Alright.
Because, I mean, we're all about the females. I mean, but we need some male studies as well.
And this was a little after that, working with the body tattoos and jewelry.
Let's put him in. Simple fact, another male, and it's kind of that more cartoony edge that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
This is another one, kind
Ooh,
of
that's good.
reversed colors, and a little buffer.
His hand facing the screen is a little too flat. Next.
Oh.
This was the kind of big baddie idea we had where, you know, too many jewels maybe either took him over or he was pretty much gone and the jewels were controlling him.
I like the idea, but it looks like some 5-year-old bedazzled him.
Yeah, we
It's a
talked
little
about
wild.
that, and so we changed to all red.
I like that. Let's put him in as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
I'm
Nelson,
bedazzled.
can you open up Donald's mic so that he can jump in here too?
I can pull him in if you guys want.
Do that and pull in Mr. Ray too, because I mean, this is pulling all the core people. And as you know, as we progress, please watch for any hands or questions or comments in that section. Keep talking. 1 second. You guys go. Discuss.
Discuss. I never finished this one, but it was a lava-esque guy.
I like the one on the right. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the one on the left.
I like the one on the left.
The one on the left's finished.
I can't. The one on the right is kind of hard to read.
I like the guy kneeling down.
Yeah,
You
the
want to
left-
like just chop out the left one and keep him?
Yeah. Chop out
Yeah.
the left one.
That'd be good.
All right. Let me write that down.
And again, if I had tons of money, I would just plaster Buzz's room wall to wall with all this stuff. But because I don't have tons of money, it's going to be up to you, and I'm going to trust your visual eye to put these and make sense on paper. You know, try to
I
put
will
as
do
many
my
on
best.
paper so I can conserve space, and then I'll make posters of what I can and all that sort of nice stuff.
All right.
I like that. Let's throw that in the black and whites section.
All right.
I like his face.
It's the new Joker. Yeah, he got his face cut off, by the way.
This was
He's an elite
Tattoos.
Deadpool.
Let's do a side by side of those two shots, okay?
side by side. Two together. All right.
What I really love, besides that, but did you model it after my booty?
God, you wish.
No, man. You don't be able to flip a coin off my butt. Man, I've been working out like no one's business. But before I got distracted with what my butt looks like, which that is, and about that white too, I just really wanted to say I love the fact that my Liebschon is now here because she's thrown in, I won't say a monkey wrench in it, but she's thrown yet another art style that we haven't had yet. And from seeing that to seeing this, it is so cool to be part of this collective creative team. I'm very proud and honored. You guys are doing great. But you, seriously, Sid, you need to take the cameras out of my house, okay? Just saying.
I'm so disgusted.
They're permanently installed.
Okay, whatever. That's
Looks like
good.
you've been working out your scalp too. Getting pretty buff.
I do that when I get frustrated, and it is like, again, let's do them side by side, okay?
All right.
People in the forums are to think I am crazy.
Are they wrong?
Bases.
No, they're not wrong. Okay, next. Next.
These were my failed attempts at the nose.
They're not failed. Nothing is failed. Nothing is failed.
They failed in my mind.
All right, it's not epic fail. It's a fail because we didn't use them in what we did. But no, let's go ahead and go next.
Oh, these
Bring
were
those.
weapons idea at the very beginning.
Bring
Did you
those.
say bring those? All right.
Yeah.
I like the top left one.
Sorry, I went away.
Like that.
This is one of the very first ones, too. Females.
Yay or nay, gentlemen and ladies?
I like the
That's
picture.
awesome.
It's
Sure,
very
no.
human. Sorry.
Everyone got meshed together, and I have no idea
Yeah.
what anyone said.
I said that's an awesome picture. No.
I concur.
Yeah, that's basically
All right,
what
and
I
I
was saying.
think
It looks good, but
That's the
it's
last one.
very
Yep,
human.
that was the last one.
All right, great. All right, let's
Cool.
bring up Mr. Wolf's pictures.
All right. Is Nelson there?
Indeed. Hold on. I'm trying to locate the button.
All right.
Chelsea? Damn it. Sid?
That's
I think he had one that he did later with clothes on him that I think we should use.
Yes, let's use that one.
Yes, this one.
Okay.
So are you going to send these to me, Wolf, or am I going to find them off your Dropbox?
Either way, if I link you directly to the Dropbox, it gives you a higher res. If I link
Alright,
you to the
'cause-
folder, it's lower res.
All right, I just need to make sure I can write them down fast enough.
All right, next.
I know you love this one. Oh,
Hey,
nice
no.
guy, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
I think
this
I think-
definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Next. I think we have enough headshots. Next.
How about that one?
Let's do that one. No, let's do this one right here.
Yeah, let's do it like that. I like the studies.
Yeah.
All right.
Then is there a male? I wrote about the side.
Let's go ahead and do that one because this spawned the first idea of the pointy head for the guys.
Yeah.
Let's do that one. No.
I have, obviously this one. I fixed the eye a little bit,
The eye does look a lot better.
but
Sid, I like the drop shadow by the ear, by the way, too. That's very well done. Very subtle, but it gives it volume. Sid,
Yeah, I think we should keep this one.
let's keep that one because we have the one male, and let's do the one female like that from Wolf's point of view.
yeah, I could probably touch it up a little bit because I did. If you I don't know if you can see this, but I mean,
Is Chelsea here
it
tonight?
shows the little markings where I.
Oh,
We saw
nice.
No, she's not.
Oh, because I think Derek, I think you should talk to her because she has, profiles and stuff too that we might want.
Right, and I got one of her profiles I'll bring up.
All right.
Yeah, let's try to put that one in there.
Okay.
This landscape one?
No, the one with all the different markings and stuff. Head shapes, three-quarter view.
Okay, sorry. Everyone sees it before me. It's like really delayed for me.
You're a little slow, but you'll catch up.
And then of course you already have this in the big.
Yeah, that's going to be a big-ass poster. Yeah, so that's going to be a big-ass poster.
You don't need any of the little
No,
ones, do you? Okay.
I got the big-ass one. It's going to be, that's one of the prevalent ones I want in there.
I don't think that was shown in this.
And I put this on my Facebook page, and I gave you credit because, I mean, you needed credit where credit is due. You did a great, great job in all this.
Come on, dude. Oh, here we go.
Yep, that's the one.
There we go.
That is a sexy effing cool.
It is pretty awesome.
It is awesome, man. Awesome, like awesome.
Right.
It's like
Collaborative.
steak and shake at 3 o'clock in the morning awesome after a drunken binging. Never mind.
Okay.
But it is awesome. All right, I've got that one. Anything else, Mr. Wolf?
I think that's it. Oh, well, oh, wait. I mean, the new stuff. Let's see. I mean, you could have,
We're gonna redo those.
yeah, we're gonna perfect this.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Awesome job,
That's
Wolf.
all right.
Mr. Nelson, take my screen, please.
Alrighty. And we are in Derek.
All right. Hold on to show my screen. All right, what do you think? Big
Yes.
buff Elysian.
That
Yes, sir.
guy is huge.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's not nearly
I
as good
love the
as Wolf's.
stance. I love the size. I don't love the color scheme because something about it screams genie to me.
Genie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
it does.
It does.
but
It's-
it's still awesome.
No, defend. I mean, we've got to. I can go either way. I like it because he's big and buff, and we don't have a lot of guys. But he does have a genie stance, like, ha ha ha, f you, rub my lamp.
I'm okay with the genie stance.
Rub by that.
I'm not even sure it's the stance. I think it's just something about the color.
Yeah, the like inverted color does it.
Gives it that ethereal look.
Hold on, image adjust. Let's see what it looks like uninverted. I don't like that
Oh,
either.
that's cool.
You really?
I like that better.
That's
Much
kind of
better.
like a bad guy look.
I like the other one a little better, but this looks good to me.
I'll make it very small.
I
How's
think they
that?
both look pretty good.
Yeah, I think I
Alright.
should go in.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. This is a collection. This is the body pose that I put
Yeah,
on the
that's how
website.
it needs to go in.
This right here, Steve, you might be interested in. When I first started doing concepts for this, some sort of weapon that shot like magic, little ball things out.
Yeah, I actually remembered that one. I've been rolling that around in my head, some sort of stone energy gun.
Okay, we'll have that. We'll make it super small. This is what I was talking about with like the mohawk looking thing. Then I was playing around with facial tattoos and stuff and jewelry. Yay or nay?
Nay.
I think mine froze and I can't even see it, so don't ask me.
I like it for the hair. I would keep it for the hair.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't even know what to think of it.
I really
It's
like
neat.
it.
It's
Okay,
kind
I
of
see it
cool,
now.
but
I kind of like it.
yeah, just
Okay.
put it in.
We'll make, like I said, super small one. Definitely want to keep this.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. What do you think of this?
I like it.
Again, a lot of stone jewelry, stone workmanship, and you got the little, I guess, stones there for magic, blah, 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 blah. And it's different looking. We'll keep that in. Again, make it small. We don't need this because we have that huge-ass freaking cool poster.
Yeah.
I added some values to my head studies. What do you think
Yeah, I
about
like
this?
that.
And we got a couple mounts to look at as well.
Yeah, that's for
Definitely
both
keep
those
that.
reasons.
Okay, we'll keep that in. This one, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yeah, I like that because of the different environment.
Shows off the armor pretty well too.
Okay,
Yeah, we can
keep
do it.
keep her in. And again, any questions from the panels, comments, Mr. Nelson, you're seeing?
I don't see any hands raised, nothing in the questions panel, and
Oh, somebody said on that genie one, lose the earring and that'll help. And they're right now that I think about it.
I can do that. And his ear is kind of like he's been hit too many times, not very symmetrical. I like that idea, lose earring. Okay, and of course, this has got to be in.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
Pretty awesome.
I don't know.
Hold on. Okay, that's out.
Yeah, that's out.
Screw that. We don't want any of that.
Nothing redeeming there. That's an embarrassment.
No, I think we have a great collection of our aliens from beginning to where we're at now. We have the full spectrum from birth from adolescence. You guys will make sure those are in. Some great headshots, great ideas about hair, jewelry. Wolf, I love your ideas for the jewelry. We have the image planes with all the color variations. I think we have something solid on the character side to be able to show. Do you guys concur?
I
Yep.
concur.
Wholehearted.
And I assume Ray's here, but if we could get a couple screenshots of the sculpts too, that would be great for the characters.
Yeah, Mr. Ray, do you got those? Otherwise, I can try to find them in Dropbox.
Yeah. Hold on.
Thank you, Mr. Steve. I forgot all about that. But you're right, it'll add a totally different dimension. And was it Wayne who did that, the sculpt last class?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I got Wayne and Ray hooked up. I forwarded Wayne's email from me to Ray so they can kind of hook up and talk to each other because they're both going to be phenomenal at this. Do you want us to take your
This is
screen?
starting to make me sad. Yeah,
There
you
you go.
fixed it.
Yay, 2 step backs. Mr. Ray, do you want us to take your screen?
Yeah. Can you even hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't. Okay, can you see it?
Yep.
Hold on.
That's it.
Okay. So I posted these pictures in the Dropbox.
Yep.
So you have front, back, front, side, 3/4 of each of them. Oh, hold on.
You got cameras in here too, don't you?
Oh, God.
So,
Careful when you say that. There's a delay.
Well done. We will definitely have those.
so those are available to anybody that wants them for any kind of reference. And I am going to get the OBJ files tomorrow off to the other modeler. Because as you can see, I didn't do anything with the face. The hands need some detailing. The feet need some detailing. So it's a start, at least on the form.
Nice. Well done, sir. I love her feet right there.
Yeah.
And her other big eyes. Oh, she has no eyes. Never mind. No, just turn back to the breast shot, okay? I'm not trying to be perverted. But when I did a Catwoman model, and I loved it, my image planes looked rocking, but I put them in there, and I actually built the mesh. Her breast was so huge, she would like get black eyes trying to make a flip. And my wife lovingly pointed that out. She's like, "Why? You can't do that with a jiggle deformer?" I'm like, "I can. I think it might be funny, but I didn't." So I'm saying this all to say that I love the proportions. Again, because if these are going to be like a warrior class, I like lean and strong, not lean and vulgar. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very, very athletic.
There you go. Very athletic. Well done, Mr. Ray.
Thank you.
So did your wife ever catch you like, "What are you working on?" "Oh, I'm working on nothing. I'm writing."
No, actually, she's been cheering me on this whole thing. She loves having me have something to do besides tag around after her.
Well, Mr. Ray, I am blessed. I'm glad you are here. With that, we're going to take a 10-minute break right now. We're a little bit over. Take a 10, get something to drink, use the potty, what you got to do. And Steve, you're up next with environment work, okay?
Okie dokie.
And I want someone else to think of some questions that has not been on the radio or our program yet. We won't make fun of you. We make fun of Ty. That we will do. So please do not fear. I want to hear from some other people as well, because this is our core team. And my Lipschen, the newest member tonight, she's rocking it out with us. I'm glad she is here, but of course there's room for more. With that, let's take 10, and I'll see you in a little bit. I'm putting my running shoes on. I'm going to run 10 miles. I'll be right back.
Do it in 5.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I ran my 10 miles. I decided to do 1,000 jumping jacks to boot. I think Mr. Nelson drank 5 pots of coffee. And, hey, we're ready. I hope you guys are ready. We got the characters pretty much nailed down that we're going to present to Buzz. We were able to defend why we wanted him. And we were able to throw some of the side, even though there's some great renderings, great drawings out there, they just weren't appropriate, or we didn't need to share everything at this juncture. So with that, Mr. Steve Curtis, lead environment artist, is going to take over, and we're going to see, and he's going to defend what we think he should or should not be in our meeting. So with that, are you ready, Steve?
Absolutely.
Roger that.
Woo. Clap.
Real quick, I'm sorry, I should say this. Was there any questions or comments in the panels, or does anybody else differently have their hand up first before we move on?
No questions and no hands.
Do you hear
Come on,
that?
people.
Kittens are crying now.
I think that means you're
That's
just that good, Derek.
Thank you. That's what I'm going to. Just like that.
No, it's not.
Just that good. Just that good. All right, Steve, take it away.
All righty, guys. Can I have the screen, please, Nelson?
How badly do you want it?
We can negotiate off screen.
All right, there you go.
That's funny. Ooh, look at that.
One of the early ones I did, just looking for a kind of harsh, steamy, hot environment.
I thought you'd call those bathhouses.
It kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
I really like that environment. It's very spooky, and you, like you said, you can tell it's harsh. Defend it. Do you want it in?
Yes, I like that one. I also like that I had a kind of orangish red sky before we talked about it. So.
We're going to have ghost levels now.
I like that.
Stop that. No, we're not.
Oh, yes, we are.
You'll know they're there if they shut the door or they slam the door.
I hate all of you. All right, that one's in.
Or as
Next.
I said to him when he told me, oh, it was a raccoon.
Yeah, no, it was not a raccoon.
Whoops, there we go.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, okay.
I'm teasing. I definitely want this in. It definitely shows a harsh tundra sort of feel to it.
And I also really like the spires from grown rock and crystal idea.
So do I. What do you guys think?
Awesome.
I think it's
like
pretty awesome.
3D Spider asked what would those cylinders be, and I would say growy things.
Steve, defend.
Yeah, the idea was that since they use magic to get these other creatures on Alethea to manipulate rock at a quantum level, that they use that to essentially grow their cities.
Did I just hear someone belch?
Yeah.
That would be time, my little ashlock.
Tell me what that means. Right
Say
now.
in person next. Or do you want to continue talking about this? Because I really like the idea of they're utilizing magic to help, build their own environments. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I really like that idea. I actually, I'm working on something. I'm working on a couple ideas in my head, at least, and that about growing, just having complete control over how the plants and stuff grow, the trees and stuff. So I think that would be interesting.
Ooh.
I definitely want this one in, for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, the scale.
It's just the scale, definitely the scale. It's a beautiful render as well.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with this.
Agreed.
The colors are nice.
They are nice.
Very nice.
And it
Very
again
nice.
speaks to a very harsh environment.
Yeah, lava waterfall. Kind of harsh.
Awesome, obviously.
Kinda.
And again, I like this.
Why do they grow sideways?
I was
Because they
thinking,
can.
if you've ever seen how quartz tends to grow,
Yeah, kind of angles off
almost like the crystals down here, where they don't always grow in these perfectly straight lines. They
Right.
tend to jut.
But who wants to live in a tilted apartment?
I do.
Aliens would.
Besides,
You may ask, why do you want to live in a straight apartment?
It doesn't have to be
Boom.
tilted.
because then I won't fall on to one
It
spot.
may be tilted on the outside, but not on the inside.
Oh, hey there.
Also just be tilted.
Oh.
It's
I like the
flat.
lightning.
Clever.
Handy for staircases, things like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, good defense. Or we can say good BS, but I like that.
and it's one of my better renders.
It's beautiful. I love that.
And again, with the kind of rocky spire, harsh environment.
I like it.
This is just one of my favorites all around.
I enjoy it.
I like the manipulation of water. I mean,
Yeah,
and
the
this,
water looks good.
and is my Liption still here?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you're getting a feel of, and I know you've watched all the classes so far, and I think you're awesome for that. But the feel of this grandiose environment, and again, I really believe what Steve is saying is correct. We need some smaller detail, some great detail, just like you did in those smaller fauna and plants to tie everything in together. So that's why you're going to be multitasked. You are great at character conceptions, and it's a happy accident that you'll be working on the close-up of the fauna.
Yay!
Yay, you!
Yay!
Me, yay me.
Happy days.
Somewhere she's writing down Steve Curtis. Remember to kill him.
Nah.
Well, with her here, we're also in an international art team. It's probably like 4 o'clock in the morning. She's in Germany, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
4:30. I guess I won't get into bed before 5:30. So yeah.
I'm glad that you're here.
I'm going
go,
to
girl.
probably sleep till noon when this is ready, finished. So yeah, I'm pretty tired right now.
Well, thank you for
But
being here.
I'm happy that you're having me this late in the production cycle. So I have to thank you guys. Even though for the last, I think, 3 to 4 days, I really kind of worked my butt off to have at least something to show off tonight. So, but it was worth it. I would actually say that for quite some time, it's some of the better works I did. So, thanks for pushing me.
I like that she
Well,
says at least something, and the minute I saw it, I'm like, oh, I have to work so much harder.
I know, right? Exactly. This is the environment that I want us all to. I want us to be competitive in a healthy way. And again, everybody brings their own strengths to the table, and she says it a mouthful in a very short amount of time. And this is why I want everybody else to participate who's not right now, because when you're forced to meet deadlines and a lot of work in a short amount of time, and when I ask you to do stuff that you're not normally comfortable with, and you have to think outside your comfort zone, you're going to be pushed, stretched, and sometimes it hurts, but you're going to be a great artist because of it.
Say, Steve, can
So
you
true.
enlarge that at all or zoom in?
Yeah, I had to yank these.
45.
Kind of hard to see,
It's not bad.
but I like it.
Click the magnify button.
Here we go down here.
Yeah.
He's old, leave him
Yeah.
alone. You know, like your bifocals?
Shut up, because I actually need those.
That's the funniest part.
All right, Ashlock.
So
I'm
this
a
is where
schluck.
somebody talked about maybe having a different colored sky. Red predominantly seemed to be the idea that was being leaned towards, which I like. And I toyed with the idea of having possibly 2 suns. Continued the idea of the spires just because that says harsh environment to me, and it's not something you see very many places here on this planet.
It needs to be in.
Actually, it reminds me of some passages in the Yangtze River in China. There are some really spiky and spire-like formations in parts of that river.
Your leave sheet has busted me. I steal a lot of my reference ideas from the Asian areas of mountains.
It's my Lipschen.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
formed by glaciers, maybe. They usually make glaciers are usually responsible for those weird jaggedy.
Well, and I thought the whole spire idea just kind of played into the growing of rock. That when they're not controlling it for their cities, and it just happens naturally.
I really like the colors. I like in the water, the reflecting the purple and red like that. That looks really nice. It's my favorite part of it.
Well, thank you.
Well done. Definitely needs to be in.
Just keep them all.
Oh,
Pretty
and
much.
We're going to jump to weapons because I had to yank everything into one file quick.
I hate the shield.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw it out there.
I
I could
concur.
make a better shield than
Now,
that.
tell me what you
I
really
mean-
think, Derek.
I mean, actually, make a better.
It's a good concept, a good idea. I like the idea of the stone being in there. It's just very flat.
Oh yeah, this was just a very quick 2D render with not a lot of work thrown into it.
But I think this is like one of the first or the second week we met of work that you did, and then you just like jumped all over the environments.
I like the
Yeah,
concept.
very cool.
I like the concept of the shield because it seems like it's kind of like, oh, I tore some bark off of the tree and put a crystal in it, so now it's tough or something. But
I like Wolf a lot.
it's still kind
That
of
was really basically the idea. Was that
yeah.
the
It comes through.
Let's go ahead and keep it seriously because we can at least share the idea.
The dagger hilt looks like it's fuzzy.
Okay, this is one that I was working on today.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate how everyone reacts and I
completely
can't even
stolen
see
from
it
China.
yet.
That makes me think of. Do you remember the games Myst and Riven and those?
Oh yeah, I love Myst.
That makes
Very
me think
cool
of it.
Yeah.
You finish that up and let's put that in there. I like the idea of the bridges and they're high up.
Oh, this is
Got
one
it.
of Donald's.
I like that.
I'm going to skip over Donald's stuff because we're going to pull him up and he's going to go through all his stuff himself.
Okay. No.
Another older weapon idea with like knife handles imbued with crystals that could grow into sword type weapons, things like that.
That defies physics.
Magic defies physics. Shut up, boy.
Why am I picturing Bart and Homer right now? Why are you little...
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
that
too-
sums it up well.
I'm not too crazy about it. I do like the longer one better.
Well, the idea was that they could carry like that smaller one and
Yeah.
with incantations or runes could create this energy type sword.
Like a lightsaber?
Yeah, pretty much.
A crystal saber.
Yeah. On, keep going.
This was another shield idea with toying with the ideas of like some of the flora and fauna perhaps having quills that were toxic to humans that could cause paralysis or hallucinations. Something that if you snapped it off in combat, you could find the nearest one of these trees and replace it.
I think one bark shield is good enough.
Don't know that.
Brutal. Too brutal.
And
Really,
that's
what
all
was that?
I have right now except for showing Donald stuff.
All right, everything we said, bring in. Oh, man. I can't wait to see all this, but it's going to be freaking expensive. I'll deal with it. I'll sell some blood. I may have to go dancing again in my
Do
bunny
plasma. You
slippers.
can do that twice a week.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh God, Derek dancing?
And my bunny slippers, cowboy hat, and thong, like you haven't thought about that. Anyway,
Well, I thought about it, and then I threw up my mouth a little.
Well, you bring it up every session, so yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of forced to think about it.
well, I don't want you guys to give Nelson a hard time. He's wearing the exact, we match every week, twice a week.
Yeah, but he makes it look good.
Yeah.
I hate
It was
it.
you.
And he doesn't bring it up.
Right.
True.
He's subtle about it.
Well, not me, like that butt. I'm in your face. I'm getting down like Chinatown.
I don't want you in my face. I don't want to see you get down.
All right, we'll stick back to topic. We're getting off. I'm sorry. I like my
Just
butt
a
and my
little.
bunny slippers. Let's bring Donald in.
All right.
Alrighty. Yep, he
And
is here.
Steve, with you also, if you can, put which one you want down for a larger poster, and then let's try to put 3 or 4 environments on one so I make another, again, try to conserve.
All right. And if you really want me to, Derek, I'll take care of mine and Donald's stuff on this end.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, well, I got the characters then. You do whatever you think and deems best, and I'll take care of all the character stuff.
I will note what we want from Donald and take care of it.
Roger that. Donald, do you hear him?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, baby?
Good. How about you?
You know, rocking my bunny slippers.
Nice. Nice.
You two are so cute.
You know, thank you. Donald, you are cute. I've seen pictures.
Very.
I know. Donald has his own website set up.
www.cuteass.com.
That's who got that website. Damn it.
Yes.
All right.
No, everybody's cute computer in here just got a virus from some obscure porn site.
Yes.
All right, next. Let's talk to me, Donald. See what you got.
All right. Hand me controls, I guess.
Mr. Nelson?
Indeed.
Got all my art ready.
Let's go ahead and jump into Donald.
That might hurt.
That will hurt. I'm not big with stuff. I think you sent it to the wrong person.
Whoops. Sorry, the name is sorted.
Like, what the hell? No way, I'm not going to show my screen.
Alrighty. Alright. Everything up and running good?
Looks like.
Alright. You see Photoshop, I take it?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, well, here are my underwater thumbnails. Left one over here was just a quick little thumbnail, a little creature in the background swimming up. The middle one's kind of a cave, a little glowing effect. And the right one maybe like a little underwater village, little structures here and there. I don't care if you want to keep it. They're thumbnails.
I like it just because we don't really have any underwater ones.
Yeah. Okay.
And I do really like your color palette.
All right. I'll
Colors
definitely-
look really nice.
I'll send
I
it to you.
agree.
All right. Here's a couple island thumbnails. The left one's like a little sand beach thing going on. Weird
Oh, they're so
little.
tiny.
Yeah, they're really
I think
tiny.
you should definitely keep the third one.
Yeah.
You know, if we want to do thumbnails, and again, in the interest of saving money, we might be able to have a half page of just all really nice thumbnails, and that still can present good reads.
Yeah. That's
Donald, could you do that? All these original small thumbnails, could you like put them into one document?
Yeah.
Neatly and send them off to me?
Actually, I think these are the only two thumbnails pages I have. So yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I really like the second one, the stone volcano thing going on.
That third is
And-
still my favorite.
Yeah. Third one with the silhouette going on. I like that one a lot.
The fourth kind of reminds me of Journey.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
What, the
does what?
band?
No, the PlayStation
The
game.
game. Oh, the game. Yeah.
No, stop.
It kind of makes Star Wars a little bit on Tatooine. Or something.
I've never actually played that. I might have to now. All right, here's a little castle on top of a hill thing. It's got the water geyser shooting water out, rocks, and little overgrowth going on here and there.
I like that, but some of the stuff you've done since covers
Yeah.
the same kind of ground and I like better. So
Yep.
I think move on to that.
All right, here's another desert scene showing off a little dead
One,
branch. And,
One Tree Hill.
I got to have this for the sand penguins.
yeah, and
That penguin.
That is a good idea.
Shout out to my brothers.
here's
Ooh, I
a
like this one.
black and white
That
I
was pretty
did with the
awesome.
floating chunks of, I guess, rock and a little writing on the hillside over here.
I like that for the black and white and for the runes.
Yeah.
See,
Keep it.
All right. Here's my upscale of the volcano thing. It's kind of taking on the form of a face, trying to replicate what the aliens look like since it's kind of sentient. A lot of sharp angles showing its really dangerous.
I see gorilla.
Yeah, or a gorilla. Maybe there's a gorilla around and it's like, ooh, I want to be like a gorilla.
Wow.
I would be like a gorilla.
Kind of looks like an insect to me.
The rock in the far right, is that supposed to be a person's head?
It can be a person's head or it could be an insect head.
I
Or
see
a gorilla.
yeah, I can kind
I
of
see
see
something with pinchers.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
I like it. Yes.
This one was a interesting color palette. I'll probably redo this one day. But it was supposed to be the city for, I guess, one of the main cities or something on the side of a hill. Little structures here, showing a little bit in the back. I don't think I actually got to finish this one all the way, but got enough done to where you can see enough. Little floating island thing.
I like that, but again, I've had the purview of seeing the work that comes next.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
It's good.
Ooh, yeah.
Here's Kialdor is what I called it. Could be in the snowy mountains, a little village where they do trading or something like that. Obvious blue, temperature really cold, harsh. Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah, definitely got to keep that one.
Trying to follow your mouse around, it's very difficult.
Hold on. Here's another Arctic environment. I wanted to keep it kind of dead in there, making sure there's not much to see, just the structures coming out. And this little bitty guy right here.
I love the little Arctic fox or whatever he is.
Yeah, the little fox that roams around.
Foxy.
Want to keep that one?
I like it, but I get mostly the same read as I get from the other one, which I like more.
I agree.
Here's the jungle town you showed earlier. I got a little bit of, I guess, emblem going on.
Keep it.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
runes or the stones inside of this stone here, and here are kind of feeding into the magical stone. I was thinking maybe this could be where the kids or babies are taken to gather or to merge with their stones. And I was
I like
thinking
the
of,
floating stone. I like the way you have the magic or whatever it is wisping to it. It almost makes it, to me, look like it's rotating.
Yeah.
It's a cool
Mhm.
idea.
Can I ask you what your inspiration for that was? Because it reminds me of another game, the Final Fantasy MMO, where they have in all the cities and encampments those really big light blue crystals like town portals and everything.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What
Actually,
you
I
say
seen-
that?
I seen a piece on DeviantArt of structures inside of trees, kind of like this, and it gave me the idea, since we were doing kind of a town square thing, to throw that in there. But the blue crystals, I think I seen in one of those pieces. So
Yeah,
you want to keep,
that is,
Yeah, I'll be keeping that one.
Yeah,
Alright.
definitely.
mhm.
and here's my latest one, the village of Hakor.
Ooh.
I was thinking of an NPC village that kind of like a rock people. Since the stones are sentient, maybe there are a few people that actually went a little bit beyond just sentient to intelligent and were able to form pretty much the landscape into a castle.
I love that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
BA.
Again, I've got the little runes here,
Looks
etchings on the
nice.
door. And little bitty trees over here on the scale.
You know, though, what we've just literally witnessed, everybody in this program, your progression from where you started to where you're at now, and it's been an amazing journey, man. You've grown so much.
Oh yeah. It's been
Mhm.
fun. And I wanted to do the inside of Hakor, so I started off doing a little perspective view here.
Nice.
Not finished, but getting there.
I like it, and I like that you're actually pulling perspective lines. Well done, sir.
Yep. Oh God, yeah. It took me forever to get this. This is what I come with.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
crap on a cracker.
Well,
Yeah.
and if you watch some of Feng's videos, he talks about, like, he'll show the perspectives lines. He'll go like, well, I'm showing these to you, but it took me 3 hours to do this.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah. Perspective lines are definitely helpful.
Got it.
But yeah, I think that's all of them.
All right, let's open it up for any questions or comments from the comment people that never comment.
All right.
Speak, you bastards.
Derek, I wanted to ask you saw some of the things I drew on Facebook, and most of them weren't colored, were sketches, and I wanted to ask which one, for example, you would want to have colored or see in color.
Let's bring your screen up. Is that cool? Because, you know, I wanted to mention that, and by the time I remembered, we were already doing the environment stuff. But hold on, let's do this. Let's wrap the environment guys up real quick. Do you got everything that you need, Steve? I mean, it's pretty much everything you guys have done.
Yeah, a large percentage of it. I got it all written down, so I'll get it pulled together and get it printed up.
Anybody comments, questions in the panel there, Nelson?
Not that I see. No. So, whoa. Never mind. Yeah, no questions.
Man, you had me all excited. It was like prom night all over again.
Whoa, really?
Oh, hey, there's a question in BuzzNet.
If we wanted to present
Okay.
some environment art, what climates are we looking for?
Steve?
Yes.
Oh.
Really, the general idea starting out was to have very harsh tropical jungly environments, but I think for an MMO, you don't want that to be the only one. So any climate that's striking your fancy would be great, but just bear in mind the kind of, it's a harsh, tough world.
All plus more.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I like it. All plus more.
50,
Yeah, that's
50 thumbnails. 50 thumbnails by next week, please.
I like how you worded that. Huh?
Yeah.
If by that you mean like alien ones also. Right?
Yeah,
What's that?
exactly what I mean.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
But yeah, as you're seeing tonight, we've kind of got a direction, but really, I mean, harsh is the word of the day, and there's certainly a lot more places we can explore. Anybody who wants to throw anything out for a little bit closer detail, maybe what villages or towns actually look like, or flora or fauna look like, I think we're going to be starting to narrow our focus down into that in the next few weeks, so that would be a great direction to go.
And the key thing is this is an alien environment, but my favorite example, like Steve pointed out, we need to tell it's a tree. So a tree has certain attributes, but we can change fine detail. Maybe the bark has different color. There's different veiny crap running through it. But yeah, remember it's an alien planet. Have fun with it. I love World of Warcraft. They have some really great environments. Let's push it even further. I love the idea of the red sky, the two suns. I love my Lipschin's idea about the auga, the eyes, how they're black, and because some sort of radiation stuff. I'll ask you.
Really good.
Great. I will ask you to defend it. I need to know why you're doing this. As a concept artist, you've got to be able to defend your work or be able to bullshit on the spot. But yeah,
Something
please.
Derek's very good at.
Thank you very much.
I've tried because it looks cool several times, and he shot that down every time. So don't even go there.
Yeah, no going there like that.
So an alien tree should be a tree, but maybe it has wings and smokes a cigar, right? Am I following?
It looks like a tree.
I might be confused.
I might be confused.
Well, you could have Treebeard, right?
Right.
Treebeard's uncle. All right. Any other questions, Nelson?
Not that I see in the questions panel. Let me check BuzzNet, and I don't see anything there.
Okay. With that, let's go ahead and take my Lipschen's stream, bitte. Dankeschön, oh baby, Dankeschön.
So
And I'm trying to make our international artists feel comfortable.
We're uncomfortable.
Or uncle.
Yeah, you might be the one making it a little weird.
Put that on and comfortable.
I hate all of you. All right, Sid.
You love it.
I do. Sid, you're up. What do you think?
I think this is pretty BA, except for I think we should stick to like I don't know if she's seen what Chelsea's done with the face. I feel like when it all goes out down to the chin, we want them to be prettier, and that kind of doesn't do it. But everything else is pretty darn awesome.
yeah, the thing is, the sketch was kind of better, at least in my opinion. But when I got to the inking, a lot of the smoothness in the face get kind of lost. But the idea was more because while they're in the water, do them a little more fish-like.
Fish-like.
Right.
And
Yeah, that makes sense.
I actually, yeah, because it is underwater and it's different. Maybe they have a significant different look. It did look a little more fish-like, and maybe it's it's got to be what's the water dynamic?
It's gotta be sleek.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I like that she's very aerodynamic and not like her assets aren't all out there.
Aquadynamic or something.
that was actually also
Aquadynamic.
something. Yeah,
Hydrodynamic.
hydrodynamic. That I tried to not make her breast too large, and because while they're underwater, and to make them sleek, and thought about the hair, it's more like algae or some seaweed or
Yep.
something. The same, like I said, with the gills and with the ears. Then in that case, that they, well, like fish or other sea mammals, they have like a little ear cave, but surrounding that is in this case kind of a coral-like ear, so they hear the sound through vibration in the water, because sound waves are waves, and the resonance could be caught by that. That's kind
Like
of
sonar?
Yeah, kind of like that.
I also like the like yellow designs you've got going on. It makes me think of the lightning I did on my water character. I think a mix of that would be really cool looking.
Yeah, right. The idea, the idea was just that you have tropical fish, which are brighter, and just going with blue or green would be kind of really boring. So I tried to make it a little bit more exotic.
I don't think underwater that hair would be that great too, especially if it'd be flowing in front of the eyes and stuff. I think maybe fins up there or some kind of tentacle type things might be.
This is
Well,
not Cthulhu.
if you haven't swim with
is
long
not
hair,
what?
you don't really know. But I personally know having long hair, it doesn't go on your face. It goes behind you.
Not if you
Boom.
swim backwards.
Not if you swim backwards. Well,
It looks like a backwards
Excellent defense, Wolf.
swim. Yeah.
Okay, let's leave it in. I like it.
Okay. That was an idea for fire type Elysians, where they maybe live near a volcano or something. I thought about maybe what if they specialize in jewelry, and mining. So when they live in that harsh environment, they have more kind of rock-like, really hardened skin on their feet and their hands, kind of casted.
I like the idea, but the rendering's good. It's way from the concept that we have for our creatures right now.
Nice drawing, though.
So that was another idea for
I like that.
mining idea.
I like
It's
that.
really good.
Yeah,
Let's,
I like
let's
that.
leave it in. I like her belly button.
I like the tie-in with the colors to the aquatic one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that guitar.
Ooh, this is one of my favorite ones right here.
Wow.
So that
Yeah,
was the one of the first I did basically for savanna type environment with those fuzzy ears with normal hair, and I thought actually because all of my designs kind of had those long elongated elbows, however you want to call them, because they look first kind of cool and alien, and they could actually use them as a weapon when they come to close combat. So
I really like that one.
I like that, but I feel like that part of the elbow is just a little bit too long. Like maybe it should be like half that length.
I agree.
This is my opinion.
I could shorten it. Most of the other ones have shorter, shorter. It's late.
I know, if I had that, I feel like it'd be pretty annoying. Get in the way.
Well, it was kind of the first idea. I think even it was the first drawing I did whilst trying to catching up with you guys and listening to, I think, the first or second session.
Well, that said, I love what you did with the line weight value. I love your inking style. It's very illustrative looking. I love the ears. I agree. I like the idea of having that elongated elbow looking thing. Maybe for like the male warriors, it'd be even more thick. Could be that long for them, but for somebody, it looks like she's using the bow. Probably a little bit more, be more sleek, shorter, so it wouldn't get in the way.
Okay, so you want a color version of that?
I don't know. Ask Sid.
Yeah, go ahead. Try it. Shorten it up and get a color. I think that one could look really, really cool.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
You're not fired, Sid, because I was thinking the same thing.
And that was actually the second one I did. Basically the same premise with the Savannah. I kind of thought about implementing those stones, and basically all of my designs that have those live stones in their head and not in the thorax region, so that's still different to what you decided. What I personally really liked about that one was those kind of, it almost looks bunny-like feet, but yeah, I kind of
It's
like
funny
those.
you say bunny-like feet because I was like, ooh, raptor.
I like
Her
it.
face looks like a tiger or something.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I don't like is her bulge. She's a little thick, and nothing wrong with thick women. I love curves, but her Alethians got
Derek,
to
that's
lean.
armor.
Yeah, that's a shirt or armor.
Yeah, that's a shirt.
That's armor.
Belly is actually here. It was kind of, I was trying that the shirt is really loose. I think
I was right there with you.
Yeah,
Derek.
I was like, oh, and then I noticed that like broke off. I'm like, oh.
Good job, guys.
Sorry.
I really like that you added feathers or leaves, whichever they are, to the
Yeah,
hair.
actually,
beautiful.
I've seen your design with those big leaves because of, the other one had like feathers in her hair, and there I tried some braids and those big leaves you had in your first design. Yeah.
That's why I like it.
Yeah.
I would really like to see some color renders of these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Okay. Because I had kind of 20 pictures. Did the 3. This is the third one I managed to get color on.
I
This is
really
one
like
of-
the color of this one.
Yeah.
Let's have that one in for sure, okay? I like the clothing style too.
It's kind of Tibetan. I looked up some of East Asian clothing styles, but then settled on kind of the classic Tibetan color scheme. For that, was my idea for wind type Letheans, where they, the short ears for colder regions and having feathers instead of hair. And
I really do like the feather type hairstyle though, because it shows
Yeah.
off the head, yet you can have that full flowy look
Yeah.
to it too.
that was my idea too. And the eyebrows are kind of feathery too, so
Yeah, I always
I
wanted
really
us.
like that for a wind look.
Yeah.
I always wanted us to experiment with feather for hair.
Well, you're $1 late and $1 short, and $1 short and $1. Well, damn it, I can't think.
I
Oh,
did a
man.
very
Day late and $1 short.
Thank you.
I did a very bad version of it. So
She's got you covered.
Thank you.
and
Team, Derek. Team.
basically again wind type, but it's like for a hunter. I also thought that this coat should be made out of feathers. It's based basically on an old Japanese design where they have this kind of straw coats for hunters, and I wanted to make them with feathers and have those maybe even a tad bird-like behavior, like they hide in a tree or something and have this actually plague mask, plague doctor masks, which are they're called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
when I see
with
this, I think Big Bird Assassin.
Yeah.
I think I would really like this, except I'm pretty sure this was in one of my nightmares years ago.
I seriously think this
Yeah,
would
I'm
look
terrified.
really awesome in like a really dark area.
Yeah.
Like maybe like in a cave or something. It probably wouldn't be an archer then, but if it just came out of the blue, out of nowhere, that would be scary and awesome.
Let's
That kinda
keep
freaks
that
me
for
out.
the black and white list, okay? Let's do that for the black and whites.
Okay, well, because I can ink it. It's just rough pencil.
That's fine because you got other work to do, girl.
Okay.
And frankly, the pencil makes it creepier. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not okay with that anymore. Don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
It's from
I think
Bizarro
that's-
Sesame Street universe.
I love that bottom one.
Yeah.
It's a front view of the chick from the color version.
The wind one.
Yeah. That was basically the first thing I thought of when thinking about wind, because basically in all fantasy games, wind is like you can touch wind. It's hard to get a representation, and my association was kind of when you have wind and air and open space, or maybe even kind of forest. A landscape that, birds, it's kind of obvious, and it started out with that mask basically, and the whole idea evolved from that. So basically here are the few side notes before I started drawing, and here, the front view of the girl.
I think
And
she's
guys, and everyone watching the video right now, there's been a couple of clients I've worked with where, you got to do this. You have to make your own notes. And I really personally think it shows that the artist cares about the project. I mean, we can all do really cool renderings, but when you throw your own 2 cents and trying to explain your ideas, I really think it goes a long way. So let's use that the way it is in the black and whites, because I think it just shows professionalism. I like it. And it looks good too.
Okay.
That top one kind of looks like wolfy or dog-like with the mask on.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I got from that one.
I do like the owl-like eyes too. That's an excellent idea for them.
And basically, all the other ones had kind of elongated irises close to some lizards. And
Reptiles, while this one's bird-like.
yeah, so basically stretch this bird-like idea with actually making the eyes, the irises bigger and rounder, so they have this, well, bird-like quality to them.
I like how you're thinking, girl.
I got a whole new other design project for another game, for another stuff going on. So that's basically what I been doing for the last couple of months, thinking like that, and writing on this design document. So yeah, but thanks. I'm really touched and humbled that you actually thought it's worth something, even though I couldn't finish it the way I wanted it.
Well, first of all, it touches me too. Makes I have like a fuzzy moment here that you're like that. And I really believe that as an artist, I mean, we need to be humble. We need to be confident. We don't want to be pushed over. But I think you'll get more jobs if you remain humble, let your work talk for itself. And the biggest thing is you finish work. Whenever you and I were doing our Facebook thing last week, yeah, I had no idea you just like go balls in the wall and get all this stuff done like this. This shows that you're hungry and you want it, and you're a very valuable asset to the team. So I'm glad you're here. I know I'm silly. Ty's annoying. He's my little ashlock. Let me ask you something.
That is.
Is Ty your little ashlock as well, Liebchen?
I don't comment on that.
Okay.
Please tell me what that means.
9999.
Da. I will donkey punch you when I see you. Don't think I won't.
Well, first of all, Da's Russian, okay?
Yeah.
And she's from Deutschland. Totally close. Kind of, sort of, not really.
Not really.
All right, do you have anything more, my Liebchen, to show?
No, basically I think that was it. I still have all the line arts if someone else wants to give a shot at stuff or change maybe some things up.
Yeah, throw Wolf a couple of them.
Okay, I do.
You like that, Wolf?
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm going to send those to Sydney. I kind of couldn't through email, and I didn't have her Dropbox account, so basically, yeah, that's the premiere for most of the stuff I did this week.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. All right, with that, everybody knows what we have to do. It's got to be in. We're going to have a meeting Tuesday night to finalize everything, okay? And I'll send emails out, but crap, I have to buy another program. What's that program you use, Ty? Woozy? No, seriously, I don't remember the name. I know it was a weird name.
Instead of Skype.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
What?
O-O-B-O-O.
Okay, tell you what, I'll get the link for one of you guys later on, but I'll try to make an account so we can, utilize that stuff, because I hear it's free and we can have multiple people on it, unlike Skype.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. Guys, well done. Let's turn our attention to the panel again, or BuzzNet for any comments or questions.
And I do not see anything.
That's right. You know what? They're here. That's half the battle. Guys, we're open up to all sorts of ideas, and I want them. My Liebchen just came along this last week and just blew us all away. We got to start from someplace. I don't care if you can draw stick figures. If you can draw stick figures and relate the ideas, we'll get some other artists to help you flesh out the ideas. But this is our game. Anybody who works in the game is attached to the game. We get credit for the game, and that's good for a resume. So with that said, if anybody else have any comments or questions?
Speak up if you guys do.
Come on.
All right.
It's been fun to work with all these really talented people. So very talented group we have here. It's pretty
Amen
cool
to that.
collaborate.
Yeah, I'm old, and this is ranking up there in my life experiences.
So is Mr. Ray still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you've been very quiet. So any last minute comments? I want real quick about the babies. What do you think about those?
Oh, they're great.
Yay!
My own, where I'm coming from is for the comic, assuming we do one, I just want to make sure you can put expression on the faces. Other than that, I don't care what they look like. And in terms of the environments, as long as it works with the story, and we've got an entire planet here. So yes, you can have something that looks like the Arctic. You can have something that looks like the jungle. You can have something that has a seashore. You can have rugged mountains. You can have a vast wasteland. We've got an entire planet to work with. And over the course of building a game, you can steadily go from area to area to area and expand it. So I'm just thrilled with the things I'm seeing. I don't have a whole lot of comments one way or another. As I say, if the characters are expressive and the environment works with the story, I'm a happy camper.
I'm as happy as a pig in a blanket. Oh, I'm a pig in a blanket. All right, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, keep your feet on the ground, your ankles slightly above them. I thank every single one of the artists that has partaken in this endeavor, and I encourage everybody else to get their pens, pencils, their thinking caps on, be creative, go to the 3D Buzz forums, put your comments and questions there, show off your art. We need more artists. I really believe once we have this meeting with Buzz, things will be kicked into high gear. So we need you. That said, take us out, Mr. Nelson.